All right, we're back, and we're gonna go ahead and get another one because I don't pretty much appreciate that guy pretty much stalling until he lost. But some threats here. He's got some good threats. Mainly this thing, Quagsire, and that. I don't three things I don't really like. Pretty much everything else I can deal with. At this point, I feel like I'm not sure who outspeeds with Thunderous Galvantula. So I do outspeed with the Galvantula, so I'm going to lead off with Raiden to prevent him from getting up his Sticky Web. Although I don't know exactly why he would want to get up Sticky Web, considering I do have a Bisharp, but to each his own. Either way, I am going to go ahead and go for the taunt, prevent that Sticky Web, and predict him very nicely into doing that. And then at this point, I'm going to predict him to Volt Switch out. He may even Volt Switch. He may even go into Quagsire, predicting me to Volt Switch. So even though he may go into Quagsire, I think he's got a Volt Switch. So I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch because I do outspeed, and hopefully he does not go into Quagsire. But we'll see what he wants to do, and he does go for the Volt Switch, so this is great. I'm actually going to go out into Drogon, because even if he goes for a Bug Buzz, I can still pretty much take it. Garchomp isn't frail by any means, so he's going to go for that Volt Switch. He's going to be scared out by the EQ. I could go for a Swords Dance, although the Quagsire is there, so it's not really going to amount to anything. On the off chance he does want to go into his Gliscor, I think maybe a Sword Dance wouldn't be a bad idea. There we go. He's gonna go into his Gliscor, which is perfectly fine by me. At this point, I wish I had Outrage, but I don't have it because of fairies, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw and see how much that does. It does a 68, does a good amount of damage. I predict him to go for a sub or a protect, so at this point I'm gonna go for another Swords Dance. He's gonna go for protect. If he went for sub, we would have been in bad shape. Considering he went for protect, we're in pretty good shape. At this point, I want to go ahead and get another Dragon Claw out, and he's gonna finally go into his Quagsire, which is the better play. But considering that I could get a high roll once again, I could take this thing out, and the Gliscor is pretty low enough, at least low enough for Raiden to take it out, or Haku to take it out. So this thing is a problem, and I think if I take it out now, then I won't have to worry about it later. So hopefully he does not have to protect. I'm just gonna go straight for the EQ, take it out, and I do take it out as expected. Toxic damage is racking up. He could go into one of his priority users to get an easy kill, but I feel like he's probably gonna go into Galvantula right now. He's gonna go into Gliscor to get off a good protect, but that's not gonna do enough damage. I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Claw in case he predicts me to go for another Swords Dance, which he does, and I take it clean out. Okay, now 2 down, 4 to go. I have one more turn for attack. Like I said, predicting him to bring in one of his priority attackers, because a +4 Mega-Garchomp is pretty scary, so I know he does not want to deal with that right now. So on the off chance that he wants to set up, I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge. If he really wants to set up, then he's not going to appreciate a Stone Edge, but I feel like a Dragon Claw would take it out anyway. Anyway, he's going to go for the quick attack, so I'm not even worried, but on the off chance he wants to go for it, let's go for Dragon Claw. There's the quick attack. Alright, so it's not an area like quick attack. He's got the +1, but it doesn't even matter because at this point I have actually this may be a bit of a problem, considering at this point I feel like going into Nihilus and maybe even going for a Fire Punch. If he wants to go out into Heatran, then that's a safe switch into Gyarados, and I can get off a free Dragon Dance. So let's go ahead and go for a Fire Punch. It's gonna stay in. He's not gonna take any damage whatsoever, and that's very unfortunate because I am max attack. I was expecting him to take more damage than that, but now this is gonna get a little scary, and I'm gonna have to extreme speed to get some prior damage off because I know the quick attack is coming. There it is. Okay, now things are starting to get a little scary. At this point, I do outspeed him with Raiden, and a quick attack, an area like quick attack will be resisted. So I feel like that's gonna be my best play. So I'm gonna go into Raiden and go straight for a Volt Switch. And if a Life Orb Volt Switch does not take it out, I won't lie, guys, I think I may be in a lot of trouble. But either way, I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. He's probably gonna go straight for the EQ, but I don't think he outspeeds if he has that much bulk invested. I know that Fire Punch wasn't stab, but I was expecting him to do at least a good amount than that. So he did go for a quick attack. It was resisted. I was able to live it. I'm gonna lose 10 for my Life Orb, and we'll see what we can go into. I feel like Edge is gonna be the best play here because nothing's gonna really appreciate an attack from him. We're gonna go into Galvantula, which is fine by me because if he wants to get a Sticky Web up, then I'm not even gonna worry about that. Right now, EQ hits the entire team, and Stealth Rocks could be beneficial if he wants to play the switching game. I feel like if I don't go for Rocks, it may hurt me in the end. Do I go for Rocks or do I not go for Rocks? He's gonna go for the Sticky Web, right? I mean, he has to. There's no way he goes for Sticky Web, considering the only one that's gonna switch in is this one, and maybe even Edge, but I might even just leave the Edge in to die. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Earthquake. He does go straight for the attack, and he gets the para, but unfortunately I don't get paralyzed, and I can't even take it out with a unstab EQ. Now I have to rely on breaking through para and hoping he doesn't get a max roll, because that was very unfortunate, but we'll see. He may even go for the Sticky Web here. He's gonna go for the Volt Switch so I can survive that. He's hoping on a para, but if I don't get a para, something's gonna die. He's got the EQ. Alright, so he's got the balloon on the Heatran, so it's good play for him. At this point I'm gonna go straight into my Gyarados. If he goes right into Galvantula, that's a good play. But I feel like he might set up Rocks, but there's not much a Heatran can really do to a Gyarados. So if he stays in, he's gonna be in a bad position. That's for sure. So let's see what he's gonna do. He doesn't switch out. He's gonna go for Fire Blast. Don't get burned, which is okay because I have the Lumberry. At this point I can get a free Dragon Dance off because he's not gonna want to stay in, I don't think. He may even fish for burns. At this point that would be not good for him considering I have a Lumberry. But he's gonna get Stealth Rocks up, which is also not a very good idea because now I can set up another Dragon Dance if I wanted to. If I get greedy, because if I go for Fire Blast and he gets another enough damage, will that Aegis Slash be able to take it out with Shadow Sneak? I don't think so. I really don't. I feel like another Dragon Dance, it's my best play. I don't know what these things could do to hurt me, and I don't want to be low enough. I think at this point I don't want to get greedy. I'm just gonna go straight for the Waterfall to take it out. Okay, so it could have been a bad play and I didn't want to risk it. There's no reason to get extra greedy. He's gonna bring his Aegis Slash and he's probably gonna King Shield, but at this point I feel like an EQ is just my best play because I won't get the drop. And he's gonna go for, oh, he's Weakness Policy. Okay, Swords Dance. Can a +4 take me out in one hit? I would think so. So at this point I'm just gonna fodder off my Terrakion because there's no point leaving it in, and there goes down the Terrakion. At this point I'm gonna bring in my Bisharp just because I can pretty much counter this Aegis Slash with anything it wants to do. And if it wants to go for a Shadow Sneak, it's not gonna kill me. If he wants to go for King Shield, that's fine. But it's low enough where Pursuit's gonna kill it, so I'm just gonna go for Pursuit. It's gonna King Shield, and that doesn't matter because my ability is gonna drop my attack and plus it back up. At this point, there's not much he can do. His Aegis Slash will go down this turn. That is guaranteed. So as soon as he makes his move, he'll go down. His best play is going to try to get as much damage as he can with Shadow Sneak, but that doesn't take me out. Even with the crit, that was very scary. Unfortunately, it was not enough, which is good. Now he's going to bring his Galvantula, and the Sucker Punch is going to seal up the game just because he does not have any terms of priority. And yeah, that's it. So that is the game. GG, Mr. Guy. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.